What's going on, traders? How we doing? Actually Thursday today. Unlike yesterday when we thought it was Thursday. Today is actually Thursday. Your insecurities do not define you. Not a bad one for today. So, how are we all doing here this morning? I know most of you might be over with GDT this morning. That's fine. I understand. He's the bigger guy. He's the bigger YouTuber. He's putting up the bigger numbers, risking more, all that good stuff. Go ahead. That's fine. I understand. But if you are here, thank you. Appreciate it. Apparently, Glary, YT, YouTube, I guess, want to become famous. Buy followers, Prime, and viewers, adviewers.com. Okay. Yeah, no, thank you. Don't feel like even going in to delete that comment. So I'm going to leave it there, even though hopefully nobody follows it. And yeah, so not really looking at too much this morning. I know Ross was trading good old ALPN here, I think. I know that he was trading, what was the ticker? It was AESE earlier. Some guys in the Discord were saying that he was on YouTube again this morning doing that. So probably printing money again today. That dude's absolutely killing it with his tactics here lately. Marketing, what's up, Thomas? How you doing? Don't have too much on our watch list here this morning. We did scroll through some stocks a little bit ago. Didn't really see too much that we liked. So we will just be using the scanners here. It's kind of still looking, seeing if there's anything that might be worth keeping up. ALPN, obviously the top gapper here. This thing went from, was this like $4.50, like $4.70, all the way up there to $18.81 this morning. Pretty crazy how you can have halts intraday for such small moves, but then pre-market, it's fair game. I guess that's why some of the more experienced traders call it the Wild Wild West, the pre-market and after hours. AEMD. Let me know, by the way, if you can hear the TV in the background, because that probably will get me demonetized. But I was leaving it on because the kiddo's sitting here watching and he's being really good. So I wasn't sure if the wife was going to keep working or if she was going to take him for a walk, but it does look like she's going to take him for a walk. But I turned it down quite a bit, so IC making a decent move here. We don't have any shares. It's on a little bit of volume. Got about 30 seconds here to the bell. Catch up in the ISW chat real quick. I love this chat so much. Going into the bell here, I'm just gonna, I have to post a funny GIF real quick, or picture I should say. All right, apparently everything is still set to my TV and I'm wearing headphones for no reason. Good luck to everybody. Let's get it. He's like, walk time. All right, there we go. Pause that. My kid loves putting on. Our oldest, we couldn't get him to put his shoes on.
Wrong.
You talking to me?
Yes, you. We couldn't get Camden to put his shoes on.
Yeah, but I'm saying when we went to go on walks, he would like refuse to want to put them on. But Camden, he's just all over it. That's all he wants to do is go run. He just wears shoes. He'd wear shoes all day if he could. Them boots. Loves them boots. A few things on SSR today. The SPY did gap down. I forgot to mention that. It wasn't too big of a gap down. It actually tried to gap up, and then here this morning had a pretty good move to the downside. QIWI. Not too much volume here. Some random little dots up here at 1650. Let me change my sound back over real quick while they're gone. See if this wants to make a move back up there towards 1650. Nope. I was like, oh, Tim wants us to go 1650. Nah, let's go back down to 1550. Could have been a decent little move there. Wasn't too interested in it until we got up there towards the 1650. CLSN from yesterday, we don't have shares available on this one anymore. That thing had a crazy runoff after it made a high. IDEX, trying to make a move here. Don't have shares available on this one.
Do you want me to put it down?
Should open up IB. I'm actually curious what it says as far as our day trades this morning. I'm just not used to opening them up until I realize, oh yeah, I wonder if I have shares over there. Tap Dancer says hello.
Market data connection lost.
Apparently, if I do go to trade on Interactive Brokers,
Market data connection reestablished.
But even when it did say that yesterday, it seemed to be okay. Crap, that quick I forgot which one we were even looking at. CLSN? No. That was the one from yesterday. IC? Nope. Even though IC is kind of being weird. CLDR. Oh, here we go. Let's start CLDR here. I like that extension through that previous resistance. Looks like it tried to already find a top here. Whole dollar action sitting there at 13. Probably could have waited here a little bit. Oops. Actually ended up, let me get rid of this. I just wanted to see my average. We got 21 there. Coming back down, we didn't get an ad. We were looking for closer to 1350. So we kind of got a bad spot here. So if we get a flush through 21, we'll look to probably take most of this off. Put an order out there at 15. Just because we didn't get that ad. See if we can come down. We're almost there. We were close. Not quite. Not a big fan that it's kind of bouncing here right at our average because that is about 50% of this move. Gonna give it one last little shot here. Comes back down to our average, we might just take this off break even. Not really looking to let this go against us. Here we go, trying 20 again. One more. Alright, we're going to reduce our risk here. We only ended up with a penny there. We kept missing the bid by a penny. So we're going to take most of the risk off because we didn't get our ad there, so I'm not really liking it. We'll see if we can get the rest to go down. So kind of a crappy trade there. But we didn't get our ad, and if you really break it down, we can't really ask for too much more if it wants to bounce here. It's a little bit of a bummer there. does want to continue down, though, obviously that would be good. See if we can get back down there towards that 13 area. Could have been a little impatient with it, but it's hard because if I would have got to add there, we would have definitely been taking 75% there. But just because our average is at 21, there it is. So we would have got our fill. But we can't sit there and say that just because our average is where it is, that's what we're looking for, right? It doesn't make any sense. Closer to 13 fill, I was going to take it off. Not off, but take the 60%. Put these at 1305. Wow, big squeeze back up there. Bounce right off VWAP. A little frustrating on that one. Didn't trade that one the best. Started it just a little early. Didn't quite get our ad. We were looking for closer to 1350. So it kind of put us in a tough spot. So we took off most of the risk pretty much at break even for a penny gain. And then we were looking for this previous resistance from the remainder part of our shares here. We started to come down, but VWAP kind of stopped it there at 1309. We were looking for closer to 13. See if it wants to come down and try to test it again. Still looking for other trades here. ALPN halted to the downside. Here we go, trying to test 13 again, or through 1310. Went right to that 1309 again and it's bouncing. So 1309 is where we got to get through. See if we can try it again here. There we go, we're through. See if we can get down to 05. Take out our 60%. There we go, got that fill. And only if we could have got that little bit more of a push on our main shares, this would have been a really nice trade. It's not a horrible trade, but definitely we're going to put the stop at break even here on the rest. It's a pretty big bottom wick now. I'm going to cancel that. Did it fill us? No. Okay. That's a pretty big jump back up here. I'm going to put the stop at high of day for the rest of these. If it really wants to get there, then so be it. This is a pretty big squeeze. Might actually look to add some shares back. I'm just not a big fan of the bounce plays, especially like the big ones like that. But that was a pretty big spike back up to the upside. Going to see if it wants to reject it. We'll put the stop at high of day just in case it does really want to squeeze, though. Still looking at the scanner here. PTGX, we don't have any shares there. RRD, not really what we're looking for. OTLK. That's the only reason I canceled that at break even is because that was such a strong, quick move. Just looking for that to try to reject. If it does want to continue against us, it's only the remaining 10% of our position, so it won't be that big of a deal. But this trade kind of sucked from the beginning. We didn't get our ad, and it just kind of fought us there at our average. Of course, we got that drop soon after, but it kind of felt like it was finding a base right at our average. Always feels that way. This hadn't had a real bounce quite yet anyway, so kind of looking for this to be the sloppy seconds. But like I said, if it wants to go high of day, then so be it. It'll end up being pretty close to a break-even trade, actually. Sure looks like it wants to. That was a pretty big bounce. Still looking around, not seeing anything else quite yet. Should we try something? Just for fun? Stop limit 1341. 1341. But let's reverse it. So if we get the high a day, we're going to try something. Which then we would have to put in 20. And we'll keep it lower than 41 just in case. So then we'd have to sell. Because I feel like if we break high a day here, we're going to get a push up to 1350. And these would just be like straight up scalp plays. But it's something that I've been watching over and over again. Basically, we would have a stop right at break even. And obviously, if it completely just gets rejected. But the odds are if this thing goes high of day, we're looking for that to kind of break out a little bit. Because that's what it tends to do. And it would be small share size, right? This is only 10% of our initial share size, so it's kind of just toying around with the idea here. Yeah, you are paying commissions, but hey, you get the skin in the game, you start to pay a little bit more attention. Here we go, we're coming up to that stop. So hopefully this will change to the sell button if this works the way that I'm thinking it should. If not, it's going to be a pain in the butt. There we go. So we didn't get stopped. And we also didn't get filled. What the F? Okay, there it is. And it did change to the sell. That's not good because that's not what we were looking for there. We wanted to get the fill for the scalp, not the way that it did. So we ended up getting the fill at 41 there. We wanted to get the fill as it was going up through, not like this. Well, this is kind of a pain. All right, so we're going to use, I guess, the bottom of this candle here. Of course. It's going to be the fake out breakout. We were looking for it to extend up through 1350, but we were also looking to get filled as it went through. Not like it did, but we'll give it a shot here. See if it wants to give us up around that 1350 area. Looking for the 1350 break. There we go. There we go. Let's see if we can get through. There it is. See if we can get a little bit of a push. No, rejected. Oh, we'll take it there. So that's pretty much what I had in mind. Just looking for a quick scalp based off of if we're looking to get out of a position, there's a reason. So that's what we're just going to try to look to capitalize on that reason. So not a bad little trade there. I like it. All right, let's keep looking. E-locks on the scanner here. No shares there. Dish. Do have shares here. Right at this 37 area. Ooh, we got a bad fill there. We got 86. I thought I was hitting it at 95. I think it was. It's okay. It's a pretty good move. As Brian would say, you could play the backside and get the same shitty fills. If we were trying to play this on the way up. So we got 86 there. Not the best fill. Thought we were getting it closer to 37. Oh, this actually racked up quickly. I didn't even realize. Probably should have looked to play that a little different. Previous resistance all the way down here, 3650. Then you got one even under that at that 36 area. This is fighting at that 37 area. Big pop up here on Dish. Don't want to add too close together. This is another one where now we kind of feel like we didn't quite get an ad here, where entry's kind of in limbo. At least for now. We'll see what happens. Kind of holding over this 37 area. Need to get back below it. Not a huge fan of how this is trading. It's still pretty extended, so I'm not too upset about it. Just yet, anyway. Seeing what it does here. Got a pretty big rejection there at high of day. No ad still. Coming down. Right back up. All right, now we're shooting through. Kind of just stalled here. Oh, crap. All right, we're going to get the ad there. 35 brings our average to 10. So we can get the pull back down here and test 37. Just trying to be patient here. Get that break back down into the 20s. Might start to get a little selling pressure here. There we go. Looking for this to come back down, test 37. Ultimately looking for it to get back through. So that bad fill in the first entry there kind of coming back to haunt us a little bit here. We could be pretty close to our average right now if we would have got the fill we thought we were getting. We are going to put a stop at break even here as well. This is a pretty decent attempt at a pullback. Wouldn't be too interested if it tries to go higher at this point. Just go ahead and put this in. No! What happened there? Oh, I hit stop at break even. Shit. Was that all my shares? Fuck. It was too. Shit. I meant to hit stop at high of day. I hit stop at break even. How many shares did we have? 300. Shit. Ah, that's such a... Alright, we're going to jump back in this, and we're still going to do the same thing. We're going to look for that conviction. That's a little frustrating. So now we're in at 37.16. That's such a load of crap. Still looking for that 37 test here, 37.04. Give us a little bit more here. Keeps trying to get down through 10. It's not quite giving it to us. $37.30 is going to be our stop. Actually, I can just do this and just because we kind of screwed this up, we're going to give it a tight stop as well up through that pivot. This is going to be a very frustrating trade. Yep, there it is. All right, I'm going to walk away for a sec. I'll be right back. Still had an order out there. Fun times. All right, that was a pretty messed up trade. I'm just gonna leave it alone. Oh boy. Because I probably would have took 75% of my position right there around break even if I wouldn't have hit the wrong button. We'd still be holding the rest, looking for a stop at break even or looking for it to continue. I can't do it again. That would just be straight revenge at this point. I'm just gonna wait for a better opportunity. Completely muffed that trade, guys. That was a big oof on my part. Ended up being a pretty decent loss because of it. Watching cars here. Because I hit the wrong button. It's so frustrating. I mean, I didn't like the trade anyway, but to on top of that mess the trade up. And then, I mean, yeah, I feel like I did the right thing just jumping right back in. I mean, we're kind of in a descending triangle here. We're going to try to play the descending triangle here. Take one last little shot at this. Put the stop where it's supposed to be this time. They're basically looking for this ascending triangle to work out, and then break 37 is what we're looking for. Even though, obviously, we got a fill right before it jumped up there, but looking for this to kind of complete. Of course, Jesus. You've got to be kidding me, guys. I'm going to stick it through. The whole point of a DT is to stop at high of day, right? That's where the DT starts. You got the base of the DT starting here. See what it does. Just going to stick the trade out. Nothing else going on right now. Dish. Apparently, I should have just called up Dish and paid for like 3 months of service. Would have been better off. That's basically what I'm doing. I'm giving them my money. The way it stalled there, the volume kind of died. It looked very DT-ish. That's kind of what we were going off there on that entry that we just took. But it's completely saying, nope, that was just support, you dummy. And now we're going high of day. We shall see. Jesus. This is trying to go right up to high day. So now at this point, we're at the bottom part of the DT that is now a much bigger one, right? We were looking for that to kind of complete. I feel like this is no longer a valid DT. Kind of broke there. Still looking at the scanner. Hoping for something else to pop up here. HUYA. Interesting volume there. See what HUYA wants to do if it gets through this 1990 area. Dish trying to come back down. See if it can get back down to that support level right here at 3708, 3707, where we tried to get our fills before. Dish is coming back down here. See if we can get that break. Oh, that's key support level. See if we can get down through 37. Put an order out the cover just in case we do get that flush eventually.
So you got some poopy out and you need to change a diaper.
Yeah, Jack, it was a tough one. It didn't really want to give us that pullback at all. Previous resistance all the way down here, 3650. Clearly got a pretty early start on it. Felt like the back end here, but it got back through 37. Kind of let it go against us. I guess a quick cut there through the high probably could have been the right move, right? We were looking for that to be the backside, not looking for it to continue. This thing's just all over the place in this little range here. It's got like a 40-cent range. It's just going back and forth, trying to pick a direction. I'm not too mad with the trade itself. I'm mad that I messed it up. And then I tried to do what I think is the right thing there, is to just jump right back in and act like that didn't happen. And then I guess I got emotional there and didn't put my stop over high a day. Ended up taking the stop out, squeezed through what I guess you could consider a pivot, but not really. Just not wanting to risk too much based off of the oof that I made. And then this third trade, I'm not too mad about either. It's a normal descending triangle trade, but I feel like I took it because of what happened. I don't feel like I normally take descending triangles in most cases. It's just not a strat that I've been toying around with lately. But we are in what still seems to be a descending triangle, just a much bigger one. But this time we came down, we didn't even get down to that support level. But we'll see what it does. Might just be one of those days. We're only down at the current moment. If we stop out, it'll probably be 10 more cents. So it'd be about like 120, 130 bucks on the day, which obviously isn't great. But there was a lot of mistakes today. The trading was tough today. Our entries were early on pretty much everything. Yeah, I see we don't have any shares marketing. And honestly, I'm not in the mood to... Actually, let me just out of curiosity check what it says. I wanted to check that anyway. Yeah, it says we have 2 trades available. I have to contact them because I'm pretty sure I remember them telling me if you scale out of a trade, that would count as 2. And I scaled out of that trade the other day, on Monday. So I'll have to see what's up with that. But I'm actually going to close out of that. I'm not going to take any trades over there today. Just looking for this dish to break back down. Hopefully we just got in a little early on this ascending triangle and we can get this breakdown through 37. I was say, where's his tablet? Give him that for him. GSAT, good old penny stock on SSR. No shares there either. That's making a crazy nice move though. Tons of volume. Dish does appear weak. I'm just gonna let it do its thing. It's a set risk trade for us. Either it works or it doesn't. My entries were definitely early today. That's to say the least. CLDR did end up going a little bit higher. That's what Dish is looking like it wants to do. It's starting to make lower or higher lows each time here. Not quite getting that breakdown that we were looking for. Volume pretty much completely died on it as well. Blah, 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 blah. Wonder how Mr. GDT's doing. He's got a winner on Tesla. Nice. Still looking. Just not seeing anything. GSAT worked out pretty much like they should. Take a quick look at the full screen here. That's what they should look like. Get the big move up and you get the big move down. Actually makes me wonder what the SPY looks like as Dish is trying to come back down towards 37 here. Yeah, the SPY is actually kind of strong right now. It's trying to move back up. I don't know if Dish really trades with it. It does appear, looking at like the hourly, that it does. So that could be part of what's going on here. It's so frustrating. Just hanging out in this area. Just need to get that key break at 37.07. Kind of complete this thing. Try to see if we can get a nice little flush down. Trying to see if there was, could have been a, I mean, it was kind of hard to avoid trying to get in here because this thing was squeezing tighter and tighter, right? It looks exactly like a descending triangle, but then it just failed. But our stop on a descending triangle is high of day, so we left it there. Didn't get there, but now obviously in hindsight, if we weren't in this descending triangle, I'm trying to see if there is a better entry. I mean, we do keep trying to come down, and it does keep getting rejected. You keep getting these topping tails, but we just can't seem to shove down just yet. So I don't really think I did anything wrong here. It's just they're not always going to work. SPY is trying to come down a little bit here, so maybe that'll help. I remember it was about a month ago now. I don't remember what ticker it was, but we were trading a stock that was the inverse of the SPY. Not the exact inverse. It was just a stock that was kind of doing the opposite of what the SPY was. And it said, no, I think today we're going to do what the SPY does. And I remember we were playing it to the short side on a big move that it made. And then the SPY reversed, and you would think this thing would reverse with it, and it just said, no, I'm good. I'm just gonna keep going up today. I was like, what? TZA? I didn't see TZA. Oh, that was the ticker. Gotcha. Yeah, I think you're right. That does sound very familiar. Got a good memory, Thomas. Yeah, I mean, Dish does appear, right? It's almost like a flag now instead of a descending triangle, right? We're not really coming down and touching that support level anymore. We're just kind of making higher lows, but we're also making lower highs. So really, it's kind of whatever influx of volume comes in, and the SPY is actually trying to go back towards high of day here, so we shall see. SPY is actually getting rejected there. Got rejected pretty hard, actually. Oh yeah, look at RCL. Could be worth watching here. Oh, here goes Dish trying to push towards high of day. Right there. Kind of frustrating because the SPY is going the exact opposite way. It's like, just go test high of day real quick before we decide to do anything crazy here. There it is, 1 cent away. And there we go, we're going to get the slippage. Yep, of course we get the slippage. Oh, fun times, fun times. It's probably going to fake out breakout too. That's the worst part. Let's cancel this order. Because if it is trying to trade like the SPY at all, the SPY's getting rejected here. But I'm gonna lick my wounds here and just get away from this thing. Dang, CLDR, nice little drop there. Looking for more of a push here out of RCO. Here we go. Still want more. So not going to play RCO here. We're not getting the extension. But apparently Dish is one that I should have reversed my position as well. Look at it go. I think the only part of this that I'm mad about is this stop when I got back in. Everything else, I mean, mistakes happen. They suck. Shouldn't happen, but it did. But we tried to correct it. We jumped right back in, right? We bought at 25 and we got back in at 16. So it wasn't that big of a deal. 9 cents. We lost 9 cents there. We actually ended up taking a little bit smaller share size than we had to just because of where we were or because of the mistake we made. But the stop, I feel like that was the mistake. I shouldn't have had the stop that tight. Because that really wasn't like a pivot or anything. Just that was an emotional stop. And then the descending triangle, I don't fault the attempt there. I mean, that's clearly a descending triangle to me, and it just didn't work. So it's not that I feel like it was overall bad trading. It was just unfortunate. I'll put it at that. But this definitely did not react how we wanted it to, that's for sure. I was actually interested in maybe trying it again, but even if it made a move like this one over here, I probably wouldn't at this point. It's kind of, I mean, there is a pretty solid resistance up here at 38.50. If it maybe wanted to move up there all in this one shot, probably would have been interested, but I'm just going to leave it alone. SPY is actually tanking right now. This thing just doesn't care. I'm going to try this one last time. See, that's what it was supposed to do last time. For some reason it didn't. The SPY is like really getting crushed, so I'm assuming this might go with it. We'll see. Really just looking for that previous resistance, to be honest. Also wondering if I put in the wrong share size. Thought I changed it. 13. No, that's right. Stop at high of day, and then we'll also put an order out here to cover. Looking for that 37.50 retest right under it. Just feels like a solid trade here, actually. Yeah, we'll just leave it. Yeah, we'll just leave it there. Just looking for it to retest that previous resistance. And we're pretty extended. SPY's coming down to it's been kind of trading with that. Just kind of risking based off of that. One last little trade here on it. Not looking for too much. Just looking for this to come down. Like I said before, test this previous resistance. Hopefully give us that little quick pop through 50. This thing is just not doing anything cooperative today. Yeah, I guess this is a little bit of revenge trading, Constantine. If this one goes out and stops me out, though, I'm done. I'm not playing anymore. And the SPY had a pretty huge pullback all the way to VWAP, and this thing isn't even trying to get down to previous resistance, so it's clearly in a little world of its own today. I mean, it's not a bad setup. We let it make a top. We're just looking for this to be the backside of a move coming back down to test previous resistance. If it wants to, it does. If not, then we're wrong yet again today. Tends to pour when it starts raining. get a little greedy here. Basically put the same order out, but just for 75%. See if it does want to continue after that. At least give it a shot if we can even get the 50 break to begin with. Here we go, trying it. Apparently my battery is dying in my headset. Come on, Mr. Dish. Let's actually get down there and test 50. If people see 50 on the bid, we might get the pop that we're looking for here. Get our fill. Maybe we'll start working down a little bit. Oh, I do shin. I keep my finger on the button. So if for some reason it were to pop through 50 and not give us a fill, that's why I keep my finger on the button just in case. Oh, this thing. How did I know that was about to happen? You could just feel it. You could just feel it. Oh. Go ahead and just cancel this. Probably not going to need it now. When the SPY reacts to the upside, this thing does. There it is. So we're going to get stopped. We're going to get slippage. Yep. Got some slippage there too. So when the SPY reacts to the upside, this thing goes with it. But when it reacts to the downside, it just kind of consolidates. So, all right. We've given enough money to this thing today. I feel like I'm at the poker table just playing stupid hands at this point. Can only try so many times and fail so many times. What's that saying? It's definition of insanity. Try the same thing over and over again, looking for a different result. Yeah, I mean, I guess I can kind of see it on the daily. But, I mean, it looks no different than the daily on the SPY. I mean, a little bit, because the SPY is obviously in a different spot, but... Oh, well. I think I'm just going to call it there. I'm actually going to go ahead. One of the bad pet peeves that I've been in is I don't tend to show the live trades when I have losers. And I need to start doing that because that's when you learn the most. So I'm going to go ahead and get to that. Just going to chalk it up, guys. Bad day. Ended up down 155 before commissions. 15 tickets. So that's going to add up a little bit. But we'll try to wipe it out of our head. Thursday's usually one of our better days, but just straight up got owned today, mainly by this one ticker. A little bit of revenge trading as well on it, so it'll probably bite us in the butt, as you can see here. Look at the SPY. OMG, what just happened to the SPY? Thing just dumped pretty much 75% of the way back down towards low of day. But look at this thing. It just kind of, that was it. If you go look at the SPY and the dump it made all the way back down through VWAP, and then this thing's just like, we'll be all right. We'll chill out. But all right, I'm gonna get out of here. I'm gonna go watch GDT while I edit, I guess, and I guess I can recommend that you guys do the same. He's actually winning according to what I can see. I think he still only has the one trade on Tesla. Actually, let me check real quick. He's looking at the scanners right now, so I don't know. But all right, guys, I appreciate you being here. Don't forget to like and subscribe. The gift card was in yesterday's video, so somebody did find it though. They had already claimed it, and they actually let me know in the comments section for once, so that was nice. And that's all I got. I'll see you guys tomorrow morning. Peace.